Internationally renowned pioneer historian of Indian cinema, veteran documentary and television filmmaker, recipient of Padmashri Award, recipient of the Honor Summers Award from the Watermill Foundation, Hawaii, the first Afro-Asian recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award of the U.S. International Film and Video Festival, respected public intellectual, Dr. S Krishnaswamy expresses his views on contemporary issues, digs into controversies, and gives his unbiased impressions.
In October 2017, if you tuned into any television channel in India, you found that debates were all preoccupied with the current controversies over the Taj Mahal. A month later, today in November, every channel is preoccupied, devoting disproportionate time to the film Padmavati. About 40 years ago, I made a 4-hour-long documentary titled Indus Valley to Indira Gandhi on the 5,000 years of Indian history. It was incidentally the first Indian film distributed under a Hollywood banner, in this case, Warner Brothers. In the present context of these controversies, it will be interesting to see a few extracts from Indus Valley to Indira Gandhi, where I had often treated history as a dialogue between the present and the past.
Shah Jahan's favorite wife, Mumtaz, a girl of exceptional beauty, had to submit herself to the rigors of the aggressive emperor's constant travels. She accompanied him even to war camps and on his official visits to the corners of a widespread empire. The romantic consort took for granted, as quite normal, the emperor's large harem of many wives. The emperor apparently did not realize it was cruel to let a pregnant woman take to rigorous travel. In one of the camps, Mumtaz gave birth to her 14th child at the age of 39 and died. The emperor built a tomb for her, one of the most beautiful man-made objects of the world, the greatest monument of Mughal architecture. The Taj Mahal is a great and meaningful symbol. Some Western scholars have credited the work to a visiting Venetian architect. This attitude highlights a tendency to rewrite history so as to glorify Western influence and undermine the native genius of Asia. A small section of Hindu historians consider it a Hindu palace converted by Shah Jahan into a mausoleum, revealing a different tendency to rewrite history glorifying one's own religion only. In architectural terms, the Taj Mahal is a unique product of India. Shah Jahan built the Red Fort at Delhi and moved there. The luxury of the Mughals was at its peak here, where Shah Jahan occupied his throne on this seat in the Hall of Public Audience. Here the inscription says, "Verily, if there be a paradise on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this." Beyond the screen, made of a single marble, lay the emperor's harem, where beautiful girls were accumulated like souvenirs in a rich man's art collection. Shah Jahan overindulged in his later life and was arrested by his son and dethroned.
Indus Valley to Indira Gandhi was highly applauded for its authenticity not only by the media but also by historians and scholars.
The director unearths layer after layer the soul of India the spirit that lies beneath the sediment, a moving, powerful, and thorough piece of work, an objective and painstaking odyssey, attempts what no filmmaker, Indian or foreign, has so far attempted. Bold in conception and execution, credible and of absorbing interest, there is not a dull moment.
You will notice that I have taken an objective view of the character of Shah Jahan, at the same time expressing my opinion that the Taj Mahal was never a Hindu palace. Society was tolerant to accept this objectivity, in my view, in this film, making it not merely a critical success but also a commercial success by its popularity. Well, let's look at the censorship problems that I faced. On the banks of the Ganga, I managed to take several shots of the original Kashi Vishwanath temple, which had been demolished by Aurangzeb centuries ago, and a new mosque built over it in the same place. My visuals clearly established the Hindu motifs in the pillar and lower half of that construction, of that building, while the upper half was built in the style of a mosque, establishing the fact that a Hindu temple had been demolished over which a mosque had been built. The film was not shown to the regular censor board at all, because the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting constituted a special committee to review this film and give it a certificate. This committee was presided over by an additional secretary of the ministry with some historians as members. There were lots of arguments about several issues in the film, but this one was dominant. I argued that this was a historic event and that there was visual evidence to show that something had been demolished and something else had been built over it. And what was wrong in showing what is historically true? A historian in the committee also agreed with me. But the chairman of the committee had strong views. He did not say that it was wrong. He said it may be truthful, but we cannot always be truthful. We have to bear in mind the sensitivity of the audience. He said if this scene was allowed in the film, it would surely result in communal riots in Uttar Pradesh and probably elsewhere too. So after quite a bit of argument, I eventually agreed to delete that scene. I did that not because it was historically wrong, but because I respected the sensitivity of another community. Look at what is happening to Padmavati today. The film is mired in controversy because the filmmaker is alleged to have taken liberties in treating the story of Padmavati, deviating from the popular legendary versions. It is really not relevant whether Queen Padmavati is a historical character or a fictional character. By the yardstick of the contemporary secular historians, we don't know if there was a Rama and Sita. We don't know if there was Jesus and Muhammad. We don't know if there was Krishna or any other character that mythology has taught us. There is no evidence in the sense that historians are expecting for any of these persons, for the existence of any of these persons. But we respect them all. We worship them all because they are part of our human civilizational history and background. And therefore, it is important to respect the opinions of the common people who respect a certain character, a certain person they believe existed in history. Even as Kannagi existed for the people of Tamil Nadu, Padmavati existed for the people of Rajasthan. And imagine if tomorrow somebody thought of making a film in which Kannagi has a romantic scene with somebody other than Kovalan, Tamil Nadu will be in flames. And you cannot blame the people to say that they are violent. It is a question of affecting the sentiment of the common person. Therefore, it is important that you respect the common sentiment and make your films accordingly. The freedom of expression that we are all proud of on the one side has certain limitations. It is not really limitation, but it is a question of self-restraint, of up to what point is poetic liberty and beyond which it is offensive. I don't have the freedom to question your faith. I don't have the freedom to question your faith, and you don't have the freedom to question my faith. In that sense, you don't have the freedom to question the faith and affect the sensitivities of the common people of Rajasthan. The Central Board of Film Certification, CBFC, is the only statutory body that is authorized to give a certificate for a film for public exhibition. As of today, in November, the producers of the film Padmavati have not even told CBFC whether their film is based on history or fiction. Third parties unrelated to the film have declared it as being based on a lyrical narrative of Padmavati's story by a Sufi poet. Whatever is the source of their information to make this film, it is important that the sentiments of the common people of Rajasthan are uncompromisingly accepted and respected before the film is shown to the public. As one who has studied the history of Indian cinema in depth, particularly the relationship between cinema and society at large, the impact of cinema on society and politics, and at the same time as one who is fully committed to freedom of expression in this medium, striking a balance, I fully endorse the position taken by the Chief Minister of Rajasthan in asking the central government to establish a new committee to review Padmavati.